Hi, hi. This is Evelyn Thomas. Welcome to New Spotlight topic. Uh Here's a video about the different poor people in the United States. Although we don't often hear about white poor people, but we do have white poor people back from the day to present day. I don't have present day video, which I'm gonna find in the near future because I like to talk about anything, everything, whenever, wherever, and however I want. So um, I have some short video here today to play and see how some news media, talk about black people and poor people. So just gonna play that one a little bit and see what's going on. Da da da! Enjoy that face. There we go. I'm gonna do it like this so I can be way down there.
Rudy Giuliani recently made the assertion that Black Lives Matter movement, a movement that is grounded in notions of respect, dignity, justice, and sanctity of life, sanctity of Black life. He noted that this was inherent.
You know that's a lie, right? He know, I know that's a lie. How many people, how many black kids went to school? How many black kids have a scholarship? How many black kids graduate from college on a so-called Black Lives Matters? Just a little question here and there.
Was inherently racist. I'm interested in your thoughts on that.
Gary McCarthy, what do you think? Black Lives Matter. Do you agree?
And the question he just asked, that's what he believes. That's his beliefs.
Do you agree with the former mayor of New York City, Rudy Giuliani?
Well, I could tell you this. I think if there was a movement called White Lives Matter, it would be considered racist. So I think that all lives matter. I spent 35 years. As a matter of fact, today is my 35th anniversary as a police officer.
Watch his face. It tell you everything you need to know. And there are a lot of black men and women that understand now that Democratic Party, they're not who they say they are. But yes, some people are still sleeping.
Police officer, starting here in New York City. And for 35 years, I've been trying to reduce crime and stop murders. And it didn't matter if they were black, white, green, or purple. So I'm a believer.
He don't want to hear it. He don't want to hear it. See how he's closing and opening your eyes. He do not want to hear that. He expects to hear something else other than what this guy's saying.
Believer that we got to get by the differences. We got to have an honest conversation, which I hope this is going to open up to be. Yeah. And at the end of the day, we have to have exposure to each other, and we have to sit down and really rip at this thing and get after it.
Just to applause people who believe that Black Lives Matter is racist and offensive? If you believe there was a White Lives Matter, would it?
I believe every life matter. How about that?
Would it be considered racist? Applause. You think it would be considered racist?
Upon the data. There's no reason for them. They don't need a White Lives Matter because it's already understood that
but
white lives
the
matter.
Data
Excuse
says
me.
that the police shot more white
Hold on
people.
Hold on one second. So I'm gonna use a very.
Listen to what the idiot have to say. Do you hear that? They don't need white life matter. We already know that white life matter, but black life never matter. But black people still have the richest people in this country. How about that?
Use a very simple analogy. If you and I went to the store
And that made no sense. It's just stupid, and I don't even want to listen to that.
and both of us ordered hamburgers, and they gave you yours, and they gave Bishop Jakes his, and I didn't get mine. Is it discrimination? Is it racist because I say, where is my burger? But then you turn around and you say, all burgers matter. Well, I'm glad you have yours. But what about mine?
Okay, go ahead, Gary.
I'm sorry, Don, but the data that you put up showed that the police have shot more white people this year than they have black folks. Now, by the way, I'm not dismissing the issue. In no way, shape, or form am I doing it. I'm merely presenting an alternative.
All right, I put a stop to that for a second and go way back. How about we go way back? Take this down for a second, and how about we go way back? Is that way back? No. We want to go way back. And I'm going to take this down for a second. But I want to go way back. Okay.
Early movies, novels, and works of art often painted a romantic picture of life in the Old South, depicting it as a place where enslaved people lived happily alongside their white owners. Something we know is far from true. But this whitewashed vision also fails to address something else: what life was like for poor white people in the years leading up to the Civil War, and how they were desperate for change. In the mid-19th century, the vast majority of Southern white families were not wealthy and did not own slaves or land. Many could not read or write. With enslaved people forced to work for free, there were few opportunities for paid work for poor whites, and they often struggled to make a living. They could, as free people, hunt and fish or travel to find work, but they thirsted for more opportunities and a better way of life. As time went on, things only got worse. 800,000 enslaved laborers were forcibly moved to the Deep South, making paid labor hard to find for poor whites seeking work. The Southern elite found themselves defending slavery not just against abolitionists, but against poor white people who were demanding wage and job protection. Pressure against slavery was mounting from all sides as their voices joined with abolitionists north and south. As of
I'm pretty sure that's the white people that were fighting for black to be free, for slavery to be abolished. Pretty sure.
1861, several Southern states voted to secede from the Union, just one of the sparks that led to the Civil War and the end of slavery in the United States. Today, many historians believe that the omission of the antebellum or pre-Civil War poor white narrative from modern memory has led to a myth in popular culture that Southern whites were united in their defense of slavery and quest for sovereignty. Why did Southern elites aim to keep poor whites and the enslaved from forming alliances?
Why? Don't know. So, after saying that, we all know about the slavery thing and got over up to this day. Since the 2000, we don't know who the slavery people are. We know they have a descendant. So up to this time, I want to see who held black people back, and up to this time, who is and what is.
That's responsible for the astounding racial wealth gap today. We really have to go back to the 17th century and see how, when enslavement started, it was actually the transfer of black income into white pockets, if you like. And by 1860, you have 4 million enslaved people of African descent who essentially have zero income, zero wealth, and then zero wealth transfer to the next generation. And so after emancipation, we rightly celebrate freedom.
Pay attention to the date. The date of when this thing really began after the slavery.
Freedom, the ability to enjoy the fruits of one's own labor. But what happened afterwards is the structures that got formed over 250 years in slavery started reproducing in freedom. So the next generation saw the Great Migration. So we think, oh, well, things are going to get better as people of African descent move to cities, move to industrial areas. But there they found that Jim Crow reproduced in places where the unionized jobs, where the escalators to prosperity were reserved for white workers. Didn't the federal government get into the business of orchestrating the economy after the Great Depression? The answer is yes, but it did so in a very deliberately racially channeled way. And we see targeted programs like the GI Bill that essentially created American middle class by sending GIs to college and job training, failed African American veterans who had fought abroad for freedom. This combined with housing discrimination, kind of lending discrimination that was orchestrated through the structures of the federal government, is actually creating the seedbed of poverty in the next generation. By the 1960s, you can say, well, didn't the civil rights era change that? And the answer is yes and no. You have what Keeanga-Yamahtta Taylor calls predatory inclusion, to say, yes, now you may buy that home, but we're kind of going to set you up to fail. And then in the mortgage market, where we see by the early 2000s, you say, well, anyone can get a home in the rising market, anyone can get a loan. The problem was that Black borrowers were steered into subprime mortgages, also steered away from properties that would hold their value in suburban areas, especially where you have solid markets. And so the 2008 housing crisis actually wiped out half of Black wealth. But we see in higher education a large disproportional debt for Latinx and African American borrowers. That is, that white families are able to send their kids to college, they get the degrees, they have a comparatively much lower proportion of student debt than either Black or.
My thing is that now you have people going to college. Everybody want to go to college, and college is not for everyone. I did not go. I tried, but at the end of the day, I knew it was not for me. So why waste my time and waste money? Why is everybody going to college when college is not for everyone? Some people can be an engineer, a plumber, or this and a that, firefighter, all these people, all of these jobs, they're vacant. They're looking for people. Why go to college when you can go to a vocational school and learn your little trade and get out and go work and help your family and build your family? Or why not people do that? And you go get a career that you're not even going to work in. And then when you get millions of dollars of bill, you expect the government to pay for that. How is that work? Free, huh? Free.
Black or Latinx borrowers. Of course, the pandemic has exacerbated the situation because, once again, who are the essential workers? Who are those most required to deliver the services, who cannot socially distance, who cannot be cannot work remotely? It's those delivery people in food service. It's the people in healthcare who are on the front lines.
And you know who that is? Those are both black and white, Asian, every American. Every American in the low income industry. Every American, not just black, but white, Asian, black, brown, yellow, green, white, purple, every color you think about, how they struggle.
Disproportionately people of African descent. What we've seen over time is very deliberate structural encouragement through law, through policy. We need a comprehensive policy approach to rectifying that. And that means if it is
Do you know how many white people, with the Black Lives Matter? Lots. Because they never found out the truth, what Black Lives Matter is really is about. It's not about white people, black people. It's about few black people enjoying the privilege of eating poor people money. That's it. You can design whatever way you want, but that's how I see it.
a consequence of historic discrimination that Black borrowers.
The discrimination he's talking about, a lot of black banks that have refused to give black people loan. Lots of black banks, black owned banks refuse to give black people loan. But if you're not qualified, for a loan, they're not going to give it to you. There's some black people that were discriminated against. Yeah, it was. But not for just because they don't want to give them a loan. So that's for that, because I just want to play a little bit of that so people see how young people coming up these days get the notion of, black white people holding you down and you're not able to do anything. And I tell my kid, you can do whatever black man or black woman does. You can do the same. And my kids are doing good in school and nobody holding them back. They say, they're white, so they are white, so they're black, so white people holding them back. No, my kid can do anything. But if the kid don't want to go to college, I can't force my kid to go to college because they can do other work and live happy in America. What's wrong with that? Let's listen to some of these. Oh, it's heartbreaking to hear, but So
An alternative thought. That's all.
But listen, hang on, everybody. He thinks that you are dismissing his issue.
that's just what he does. This gay man, him some man like this should be married, have a family, but he want to live the disgusting life. Now he's there pushing all of this, and he's doing well. He's doing very well, but yet, and he's gay, doing well, but yet he pushing all the foolishness. People should listen to him, but he can listen to other people. That's why they make when you travel from Africa, you get here, they make you think like Republican or being a conservative is the worst thing on planet Earth. Oh yeah, I used to hate these people. I hate them dearly until I have to take a step back and say, wait a minute, let's see, something's not right here. If I'm working with white poor every day, they and myself go to work together, we leave together, we come back the same day together. So where is their privilege? And some of them, I drive better car than a lot of them. So what is their privilege? What do they get from the privileges? That's just my thought. And I don't want to listen to more of this guy. I'm done. Thank you. Please share, subscribe. Thank you. Love you all. The Bible asks us to love, not like. So I can like a thing, but human, we have to love, regardless who they are or what they do. We love them, just not the lifestyle. I'm just not going to endure that. Thank you.